Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam talks about whoever hides the faults and the sins of a believer, that Allah will hide his faults and his sins. And when we say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala conceals, hides and covers your errors, your mistakes, that means Allah forgives you for it as well. So my brothers and sisters, among the acts of worship that we can do that will also ensure that we are a healthy community is that we hide each other's faults, not expose them. And we live in a world today where exposing someone's faults is so easy and so simple. And in fact, it has become an activity everyone can share in. Before, for me to expose someone else, I will have to walk to someone and tell them about it. I will have to go and tell individually. But nowadays, you can have a video of someone committing a sinful act, and then it's being shared by the thousands, and it's being liked by the millions, and everybody's involved in making sure that that particular mistake, that particular sin, that particular person, everybody finds out. And we see it on our feeds in our social media. Do not engage in that, my brothers and sisters. Do not be part of the problem. If you see something happening, ask Allah to forgive that person and ignore it. Do not be engaged in exposing the faults of others. There are some nuances, of course, in our deen. There are some exceptions that sometimes someone must be called out publicly. But that's very few and in particular circumstances where there's no other avenue. But the vast majority of us, when you know of someone engaged in a sin, this also does not mean, my brothers and sisters, it does not mean that you know someone that's actively engaged in a sin that you do not speak to them about it, that you not try to actively stop them. We had a lecture or a khutbah here on the forbidding of evil and its importance. But once it does happen, once you do find out for some reason that someone engaged in a particular mistake or a sin or an error or has a fault or a character flaw, conceal it. Do not spread it to others. You can privately advise if you want, and perhaps you should, but no one else needs to know. And if you do that, if you conceal and cover the faults of others, Allah will do the same for you, my brothers and sisters.